So I'm going to start priming my skin with my Illamasqua. This is the glowing primer, Skin Veil. It's great. It's like a really kind of jelly texture, and it's got a little bit of luminosity to it. So this look is all about glowy skin. Really want to feel that I'm enhancing everything about my face, which automatically plays down anything I'm not so happy with. It goes on like a dream. It's really cooling on the skin too. So then for foundation, I'm going to use MAC Face and Body. This has been a staple in my kit for, well, ever, since I started really. As the name suggests, it's for the body as well as the face. And you need to shake it really well. And it's a very liquid formula. And it just gives a really nice natural glow to the skin. Okay, because I'm using quite a light coverage foundation, I'm going to then go in and conceal anything with a concealer that I just want to perfect a little bit more. So I'm using the IU, I think it's pronounced. It's actually an under eye concealer, but I use this all over. It hasn't actually got any light reflecting particles in, so you can use it all over if you want to perfect and just hide it if you've got a little bit of redness from where you've maybe had a spot or just general redness on your face. It's really good for that. It's got a sponge tip applicator, so I'm just patting that in, and this is supposed to be a self-setting concealer, so it shouldn't need much if any powder, unless you're particularly oily where you'd put it. So it's great if you've got any kind of texture or fine lines that you're concealing, because extra powder can just accentuate that. So this is my actual skin colour, so I'm not actually using this as a highlighter. If you want to brighten the eye area, just use a concealer one shade lighter, and that'll be enough just underneath, just to give a little bit of extra brightness. Okay, so while that's setting up on my skin, I'm just going to go on to brows. I'm going to use my Beauty Pie One Pot Wonder powder. Love this powder. I'm just going to quickly powder over the brows. All this does is it creates a matte surface for the pencil or the powder or the pomade to stick to. I personally find it just gives a better finish. I'm just going to start off by brushing up my brows. Now my brows are tinted at the moment, which does make it slightly easier to fill them in. And I'm going to start with this side because this is the eyebrow I like the least. So I fill this one in first. And I'm just very lightly going underneath. I'm just filling in any gaps. This is my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It's great because it's got a little spoolie on the other end, which is just really handy. And just keep brushing the product up through your brows so you can see how much you need and how much you're using. Again, I'd always like to just enhance my brow shape. I'm not into the whole full brow personally, but if that makes you happy, obviously, you'd fill in your brows how you want. This is literally just filling in the gaps where nature decided not to give me extra brow hair. Now the other one should be easier to just fill in to match. Okay, going back to skin now. So I'm just going to bronze my skin with the Peaches and Cream. And this is the cream bronzer. I'm going to use my Maura Higgins Inglot brush, just dab into the product. It's just like using a powder. And I'm just going slightly under and onto my cheekbones. And I'm just using a patting motion, like a stippling motion. And I'm just going to go add a little bit of warmth to the perimeter of my face. It blends really easily because it's a cream, so obviously I've no powder on my face yet, so it's going on to moist skin. So if you're bronzing, you can just go around the perimeters of your face and up on your cheeks. If you want to do a little bit of contouring as you're bronzing, or actual use contour product, then you're putting it in the areas that you just don't want to be as noticeable. So just by adding a little bit to this part of my face, it's just giving a slightly slimming effect, but it's quite subtle. And I'm just squashing my brush, so I don't need to change my brush. And I'm just going a little bit down the sides of my nose and just up into my eyebrow corners. just so it's all connected and it all looks quite seamless. I'm going to use another cream product before I start powdering. I'm just going to use the Iconic drops. Sometimes I use these before foundation as well, but I'm going for more of a subtle look today. So I'm just putting a couple of drops on my fingers. This is the original colour, and I'm just going to tap that onto the high points. I'm not going for a blinding highlight today. I just want a really fresh, nice glowy complexion. So although I want to keep a nice glow, I don't want shine where I don't want it. So I'm just taking another of my Maura Higgins brushes. They do have a purpose on the brushes, but I like to use brushes for what I like to use them for, so I don't always take notice of what it says on the brush. If it works for you, that's where makeup rules don't really apply. So a little bit on the chin. This is just the areas either where I applied contour, and I might just apply some extra for brightness under my eye, so I'm not actually going to put any powder under my eye at the moment. I'm just going to go over the lids of my eyes just to create a bit more of a matte base before I carry on. I'm just going to add a little bit more brightness under my eye. I'm actually going to use Charlotte Tilbury Corrector. This is a peachy corrector. This is in Fair, and what this does is it just counteracts the darkness. So you can put this on before your concealer or after, or sometimes before and after if you're looking really tired. Get it right into the corners where you have the darkness. Sometimes I like to see just what the rest of the makeup is doing. I'll always use less makeup if I can get away with it, but then if I need extra, until I've powdered, I can just keep adding these creamy products and building them up. So I'm now just going to take my One Powder Wonder again from Beauty Pie, same brush, and just tapping off any excess, just really gently going over that corrector. Then I'm going to finish off the face with blush, and I'm going to go in with my Inglot Maura Glam and Glow palette and another Peaches and Cream brush. This is PCO3, and just going to take a little bit of the blush colour. This is in the light palette, and just add it just to the tops, apples of my cheeks. And then sometimes what I like to do is just mix in a bit of the highlight with the blush, and then just go over the whole area, my whole blush and highlight area with that. So it adds kind of a glow to the blush then. Powder brush again and just go over the whole area. Just make sure it's all seamless and blended. Okay, on to eyes now. Now for eyes today, I really wanted to have a play with a palette that I got quite a while ago and I've never had the chance to use it. And it's my Pat McGrath. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I thought the colours in here were just really nice, neutral, but a bit different. So I'm going to do a really quick look today. Nice big fluffy brush. This is a Morphe eye set of brushes. So I'm taking the darkest colour first of all. It's like a really deep chocolate brown. And I'm just going to go look straight ahead and just go into the crease. And if you've got a nice fluffy brush, it'll do the work for you. So I want to be able to see this colour above when I open my eye. I'm quite hooded now in my eyes, so putting a darker colour in this area is more flattering. But I do want to use the makeup to correct things about my face that I'm not so keen on and enhance the bits then automatically that I do prefer. And just keep doing a mixture of circles and backwards and forwards movements. Holding the brush at the end as well because I want to get a nice light pressure. You should hardly be able to see the skin on your eye moving. Your pressure should be so light. So I'm just going over the edge of that dark colour just to blend it out, just to soften it a little bit. But I'm keeping the colour here where my eyebrows is, just to give a lifted look. This is a Bobbi Brown brush. It was out of an eye palette actually set, but you can see it's quite flat and it's got a sort of rounded tip. It's quite good for getting in small places. So the same dark colour, and I'm just going to go under the eye but I'm coming out quite straight. Just to join up with the crease colour. Okay, with that little brush again, just going to take a bit more of the dark colour, and I'm just going the outside of my eye and just patting that on the outside. It's just going to give a little bit of definition to the outside of my eye, and then I'm going to have the rest of my eye nice and bright. So I'm going to take a little flat brush now. This is again out of my Morphe eye set. And I'm going to take this gorgeous goldy bronze colour. So I just want this look to be quite neutral. See what the pigmentation's like in this. And I'm just going to pat this onto the eyelid. Wow, that is gorgeous. I'm in love. So packing it on and patting it on, and it's going right up to the crease. So I've gone up to that brown colour, so I've got 2/3, a third. Just do the same on the other eye. Tiny little pencil brush, and I'm going into this gorgeous champagne colour right in to the very inner corner. Okay, I need to make a transition between these two colours, so I'm going back in with my little brush again. Just a tiny bit of product on my brush, and I'm just going to just go backwards and forwards over that area, kind of pat. Okay, then a tiny bit more on the end of the brush, and I'm just going back into the crease. Right, I'm going to create an eyeline effect without actually using eyeliner. So again, I'm using the dark brown, and I'm using a P. Louise angled brush. This is from the Acid Rain collection. I think it's a collection of 3 brushes. I'm just tapping off the excess, and I'm just going to run this across the top of my lashes. So again, it's just creating a very soft bit of definition without actually using liner. Now I'm going to curl the lashes. I don't want to have to use false lashes for this look. I'm just going to see what effect I get, because I've got a new mascara to try as well. And mascara that I want to try today is the L'Oreal, and it's the new Paradise. I'm just going to finish off with a lip. So I'm going in with the Revolution Pro, and this is in the shade Barely Untouched. I think this is a set of 5. So I like to put lipstick on first. Then I'm going in with Charlotte Tilbury. This is the iconic Nude. And I then like to just line and perfect where I need to perfect. And that's the whole look done.